Welcome to Michigan. It's January 21st, 1744. I'm going to hit play. Now, we're going to have a bunch of events come up. Every couple minutes, there's going to be a new event. All kinds of cool stuff we can go through. And we'll just sit back and we'll see what happens. Currently, my motors industry is about a quarter done. It'll take 65 more weeks. Then I can start building engines for my railroad, which is still making a profit. It's called infrastructures under this mod, not railroad. Now it's losing money. Let's see, it is a 75% penalty due to no motors. JP Morgan just acquired $14,000 bills, and now the inflation number is in the green, so it's a negative 22%. I think that's happening because the banks are buying up the currency. The private sector quit building infrastructures finally, and now it's building its own trade center right in the capital state of Michigan. And it's under construction by, it looks like the Michiganian Bank is building it. So the American Express is in Illinois, and JP Morgan is in New York. And we're going to open all kinds of companies. We're going to open Ford and John Deere, GM. We'll open a McDonald's and Burger King. I'm pretty sure this mod has almost every corporation, at least a couple hundred. Wonder if I can open up a screen. Companies, add, potential. Yeah, so all the companies haven't opened up yet. It only says 35, but I know there's more. Here's Walt Disney, Warner Brothers, Royal Bank of Canada. Yeah, there's a lot. Let's see, Boeing, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. Yeah, so that's not all the companies yet. There's still a lot more companies that we can unlock. The attainable companies is 84. Let me see. Ford. Okay, so I'm wrong. See, 8. So that's about 100. 119 companies. Omen. The Olympic Games are about to start. Maybe we'll get a few more gold medals. Last time we only got 1 gold medal. But before that, the first Olympics, we got 5, I think. In the service of minting. In the service of mining. Tawakala has, so this guy here has initiated a new phase of mining in our country by patenting a new process in the production of explosives. With a new formula that this guy has developed, production has become more efficient and fewer materials are required. Alright, good. So, oh yeah, he has just upgraded this explosives factory to have more throughput. Good. Our physician can do something, it says. I'm not going to have him do anything. The only thing he can do is improve military medicine. It'll cost me $110. I'm going to leave him be. They completed their trade center. Make sure it's on small scale trading. The paleontologist shares his research. A resident of a small village is apparently also a hobby paleontologist. Our paleontologist is too old to excavate sites anymore. No, the guy from town, Kasky, he's too old to excavate possible sites anymore, so he shared his knowledge with our own Dr. Sedgwick. I gained 2 paleontology successes. Awesome. So now we're into April, and I'm gonna declare war on Tennessee. They are expanding faster than I would like, so I'll declare my interest in this area here, the South. I'm declaring an interest in the South. Geological study accepted. Fortunately, the majority of the International Geological Society rated our geologist's new calculations as a milestone and recognized his theory as valid. Okay, so he's the guy who wanted to predict the age of the Earth. It's estimated to determining the age of the Earth was accepted by a majority. 1 scientist accepted the study, 0 rejected it. This meant that the theory was officially recognized and that the age of the Earth was significantly increased. So he's the only one that said it, and he was the only one that voted, and he voted to say that he's right. Man, he's an ethno-nationalist. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Jeez. Okay, so now that that's done, Aaron Holloway, he's issued another pronunciamento from his headquarters in Michigan. The general and his allies in the military interests have come into open opposition of our government. Alright, so the mandate is done. The military has spoken. And it looks like we get recent coup for 2 years, -3 opposition interest group approval, plus 50 legislative ability. And it's going to be another 2 years with government reform blocked. And the military interest gets plus 50 political strength. Alright. They'd be a lot stronger now had I not deleted this barracks. But I think it's best to not have the barracks. A lot of the people in this military party are probably conscripts that we've pulled at all our various battles that we've had. We take them out of the farm, they join the conscript, become a soldier, their political affiliation flips over to military interest, and then they go back to the farm and they continue to be military. Oh no, there's only 28 peasants here. I came in here and opened up military interests, and it looks like most of them are bureaucrats. $4,000 bureaucrats are military interest. 3,000 aristocrats. Okay. We can send Dr. Eaton back to Jamaica, but this time he's going to study yellow fever. Now here's a list of all the diseases we can look for. And I'll start at the bottom with yellow fever, because that's where he just was working on that. Okay, so yellow fever, typhus, tuberculosis, smallpox, scarlet fever, polio, plague, measles, diphtheria, and chloria. Okay. So these psychological schools, it looks like we can found functionalism, psychoanalysis, analytical psychology, and behaviorism. Behaviorism says it already exists in Michigan. Awesome. There's a 55% treatment chance for success. And the Red Cross has not been opened yet. We'll open the Red Cross as soon as we can. I believe that the Red Cross functions as a corporation, and I think that they buy buildings. They probably buy cosmetics. Is there a building that produces medicine? Probably opium. They probably buy poppy plantations, opium fields. And they'll make medicine with that. I'm not sure. That's just my guess. I think they do act as a corporation, and if it acts as a corporation, they have to have some kind of base of buildings. Well, now it's August of 1744. So we're cruising right along here. JP Morgan acquired $26,000. That's the most that I've seen them take so far. Inflation is a -1%. And it's green, it's in the green, so I think that's a good sign. Red, bad, green, good. I think that's how it works. Now here it shows that I'm consistently have a negative balance, but my credit is growing exponentially faster than my debt. So even though my balance is going down, it's actually going up. Right? I'm increasing my value faster than I'm depleting it. And I increase the value by growing the GDP. And then to disperse, I disperse that through the dollar bills. And each of these buildings uses the dollar bills. So the more buildings that I have, the more demand for the dollar bills. So I have the shipyard here. They want $3 and one log to make one ship. And a little bit of cotton, fabric. The paleontologist finished his expedition. I got 2 fossils from it. "24 weeks left for the motor industry." So early 1745, I think the motor industry is going to be complete. And I think that the interest for Tennessee has clicked. So I'm going to conquer Maryland, and I'm going to take Maryland from Tennessee. They have 26 conscripts. Louisiana and New Jersey might join them, and Rio Grande. So I'll hit confirm, and it's September 1744. I declared a state of war onto Tennessee. Now I'm going to raise my first army, and I'm going to take up all my conscripts. I have 60, and I'll send them all to Pennsylvania. Now the maize farm in Michigan is filled up. It's making money. and sugar has become a little bit expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and build one more maize farm. Now the maize farm and the motor industries are going to take the same amount of time, so I'm just going to finish the motor industries, and then afterwards the maize farm will come up. And then I'm going to start construction finally on the steel mill. So it's been 14 years since the game started. And I'm just finishing my motors, and I'm going to have my steel mill come into operation soon. Yeah, finishing the motors. My army has made it to the front lines, and it appears that Tennessee is busy fighting Kentucky and West Virginia. Because they're warmongering, right? They're trying to copy me. Now, I'm not sure what level technology they have. So in the beginning, when we start with all the technology, we can't use it. You can't use any of the technology until you build up the buildings to create the resources that your army can use. So if I want to upgrade my army even to the next step, which would be line infantry, I need small arms. So I'd have to build a small arms factory to build pistols and rifles in order to give them to upgrade it. If I upgrade my army, it's going to be too expensive. It won't work. And there is a chance that Tennessee could have more irregulars than me. And that means that I could lose. When we came back in time, we brought the theoretical knowledge. So here's another bicycle race. And the rider was disqualified and exposed to fraud. Accusations have erupted following the latest race stage. A rider has been caught cheating, though some claim he was only doing what everyone else does, just less discreetly. Well, that's dumb. Well, they did it, so I can. Yeah, fuck that. What a baby. Oh, they cheated, so I can. Why can't I? That's a stupid mentality. Photographs of Michigan. It has been suggested that we take and distribute some pictures of our country's most famous landmarks. So many wonderful places all over the country. It just seems right that the world gets to see them. So I can distribute these pictures around the world and get more prestige. Or I can distribute them locally and get legislative ability. I'm going to go local. We'll hang them up in the gas station. Well, I guess there's no gas stations yet. We'll hang them up on the post offices around our nation. Alright, December. We've hit December of 1744. And let's see. I'm going to stop improving relations with all these nations here. I forget exactly why I was doing that. So really no reason to improve our diplomacy. If we want diplomacy, we'll talk to ourselves. We got enough states. There is a structure here in the law system. Well, before I say that, I want to point out that it's about to be January of 1745. Now, if I come here to our centralization law, I can either go further down to be more centralized, or I can go back backwards to be confederated, which would be decentralized. And I'd like to go back towards this direction to decentralize, which is going to be hard. It's always harder to roll things back. We want to be liberal in our human rights, and we want to be conservative in our government. War with Tennessee has broken out. So I have 15, and they've only mustered up 2. Awesome. Now, I only took Maryland, so it's going to cut New Jersey off from Tennessee. It'll make it kind of a separate colony. I wish I would have noticed that at first, because the people here in Delaware is not New Jersey. The people in Delaware might suffer because of this. When the war is done and I take Maryland, I'll have to wait a few years, but I can go back to war with Tennessee, and I can get Delaware and connect it back up with some type of market, but it might force Tennessee to build a port. So here's JP Morgan. They've acquired $41,000. Holy shit. Yeah, I guess soon, eventually, they're going to be acquiring millions and millions of dollars at a time. It says here, money supply, 102 total money supply. United States dollar owned in the country, 102. United States dollar in circulation, 96.5 million. Pops savings, 62.3 million plus 17,000 per month. Private bank funds, 422,000. It's 0.41%. Building savings, 31 million. Held by the government, 1.97 million. Plus 11,000 a month. And the amount of dollars the central bank has is 6 million. So I'm at war with New Jersey and Tennessee. That's why I was thinking about New Jersey. That's why I called Delaware New Jersey. I'm at war with New Jersey. Know your enemy. No yellow fever. Dr. Eaton presented his disease description of yellow fever today. The medical faculty sees it as a classic. Okay, so Dr. Eaton, once again, this modern hero, the 1700s hero, he's described yellow fever. +3 prestige, +2 professional interests approval, -1 mortality, and he gets 50 experience points. Awesome. I can send him on another expedition right away, and I could go for typhus in Arizona, or I could go to Jamaica to study yellow fever again. I think I'm going to work on yellow fever some more. If I go here and click on it, just because he's described yellow fever, he still has to come up with a treatment. He still has to figure out a pathogen, and then he still has to create a vaccine. So it looks like so far I've lost 268 pops in this war. He's lost 1,000. I have 1,290 cat wounded though. The war has cost me $80,000. Well, at least I know still I can win, no problem. I think I can grow coffee in Maryland. So once I take Maryland, I can build... No, I can't build coffee, but I can build cotton. I can put down a cotton plantation. The motor industry is done. Now it demands steel. It's going to get up to a 75%. So engines here cost $50 now. Now if I go down to infrastructures and take a look, infrastructures is profiting. So they buy 0.26 motors. Now as soon as I get steel, I can upgrade this to steam trains. But for now, this is fine. The Willamette meteorite. During his geological search, Dr. Schenek came across a significant, consistent discovery. The strange stone he examined turned out to be material from outer space. After careful examination, the meteorite has a significant, almost record-breaking size. This is an incredible discovery. Alright, so there's a 25% chance to either get 8 meteors or 4 meteors. There's a 50% chance that we can gain 6 meteorites. It says, meteorites help raise your geologic score and allow for a better estimate of the age of the Earth. Yeah, and see how the productivity in my railway shot up as soon as that motor factory was finished. But now motors are going to become expensive again because there's no steel. The farm has 7 weeks left, but it's losing employees, so that is weird. Wonder where they're going. I got plenty of peasants. Right now we have 620,000 peasants. Seems like a pretty normal number, which is about most of the population. 90% peasants. Now this war here with Tennessee is taking a while. It's already June 1st. We've lost 400 and almost about 500 pops so far we've lost. As I develop my economy and we build our troops up to have better weapons, we're going to lose a lot less pops. We're only 50% Yankee. Yankee is our base population. It's both Yankee and Algonquin as our primary cultures in Michigan. And our state religion is atheist. And I think that when our religion becomes more than 50% atheist, I can take our law and change it from state atheism back down to secularism, and we'll stay atheist. Right now, if I were to do this, it would convert our country back to a Protestant nation. And that's because Protestantism... No, animist is number one. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll stay state atheism for now. Maybe go secular later. Discontinued medical expedition. Alright, so Dr. Eaton has come back from Jamaica. I think he was in Jamaica. and we'll send them over to Arizona. We should have sent them to Arizona first, but how would I have known? We can open a new company, the Michigan Agriculture Company, headquarters in Michigan. And they're going to buy 5 farms. New Jersey gave up. They backed out from this war with Tennessee. I see there's a merchant marine shortage at the port, but the port has plenty of room to hire, and they're making a profit. So I'm going to leave them be. If I want to upgrade the port, I'm going to need steamers. And the shipyard, if I want steamers, I need alloys and steel. Alright. So I go here to the maize farm, and I can look and see that all of them are owned by the Michigan Agriculture Corporation. And since I opened it, I can click on the building, and I can bring it down to a worker cooperative so that I can hire more shopkeepers. I like shopkeepers. J.P. Morgan acquires $56,000 bills taken out of circulation. I think when the bank buys it, it takes it out of circulation. Now our GDP is growing kind of fast. I need to be careful about that. It's August of 1745 now. And it looks like Tennessee has lost Kentucky. Kentucky's gone independent. Our war score is a positive 80 over negative 13. So a protester affiliated with the pro-slavery movement has been ill-treated. There's that guy again. He loves slavery but hates when he's a slave. We will not make exceptions because of some hooligans. Military interest is +3, and the pro-slavery movement gets +5 political activism. Or I could make the military interests pissed. They're already at -12. I don't want to do that. I wonder why there's a pro-slavery movement when yeah, because we've banned slaves. No, we still have the slave trade. We need to ban slaves. So I wonder why they have a pro-slavery movement when they already have slaves. Just for fun, I guess. Assholes. So the war score is now dropped to -23. It's September in 45. And the steel mill has 60 weeks left. Okay, good. $60 weeks. So let's see, how many weeks are in a year? It'd be like 52 weeks in a year. So that's going to take a little more than a year to finish. Awesome. That's a good amount of time. So now it's October, and the war score is negative 37. Oh, Tennessee is still over here. Tennessee is still going to have Arkansas and Mississippi, and then they're going to have Virginia, and then they'll have Delaware. So Tennessee is going to be broken up and ripped apart in three different areas. That's going to really fuck up their economy big time. So what are my losses? I've lost almost 1,000. It's at 714. And I haven't fought a single battle with anybody in Tennessee. Every battle I fought was with other countries. Let's see, does it say the dead number? Yeah, this one I killed 117. 164. Yeah, so they just had other nations fight their wars for them. By the time I got to their borders, their army was already destroyed. By Kentucky, it looks like they had the peasants in Kentucky probably rose up and took their independence back, at the same time took their capital state. I'm not sure what would have caused this to happen. But I guarantee my invasion into their territory didn't help their situation at all, and it caused their economy to collapse. And the way the economic and financial mod works, it makes the economies able to collapse easily. So I'm curious, I haven't really played this mod in too far. I think maybe 20 years is the farthest I've gone. But I'm curious to see if all these AI nations can even handle all this new extra stuff without crashing. But who knows? We'll find out. I'd like to get as far as I can before the new update comes out. Now I think the new update for this game is supposed to come out in about a month. So hopefully in a month we can get to the year 2000. Maybe just 1999. Play up until 1999. So the war score is negative 95. They should be giving up soon. And our steel mill is about a quarter of the way done. And then as soon as the steel mill's done, we can start on the iron mine. And the iron mine is going to be constructed a lot faster. It only takes half as many construction points to build an iron mine. So Dr. Eaton came back from his medical expedition. And we can send him right back out into the field, I think. Oh yeah, it just froze for a second. So Dr. Eaton is going to travel over to Alabama and try to study yellow fever. Alabama's, let's see, right here. Here's Alabama. Alabama owns Florida. Alabama is mostly Afro-Americans and Dixie, and Alabama is mostly Muskegon and Afro-Americans. I guess it's split 3 and 3 with Dixie as well. I had a mod that turned off conversion of cultures in an attempt to try to save the cultures. However, I don't think it's working. I think they still may be converting into Yankee, but that's fine, whatever. I really like how all the cultures are kept track of in this game. And I'd really hate to get rid of them all and have them all convert over to Yankee. So I'll have to see how that mod looks. It's January of 1746, and Tennessee has given us Maryland. So now as soon as I take a state like Maryland here, I'm going to go through all the buildings and I'm going to change the production methods down to its most primitive forms. And it looks like they already are all lower. Alright, perfect. Perfect. And now Maryland's another state where we can build a dock. So that'll be good. So January 1746, we have 22 million people now. We have a -2% inflation. 22 million. About 6 million rebels. But that's alright though. Most of the rebels are the yeoman farmers and the peasants. That's it. That's my episode. That's been episode 8. I hope you have a good day. I hope you like this episode. Come back next time and see what kind of crazy crap we get ourselves into. See you later. Oh, you're still here? Well, on the right side of the screen, you can click subscribe. And on the left side of the screen, you can go back through the history of this great nation that I've built here. If you have any recommendations for how you want our nation to run, or any laws you might want to change, or anything you'd like to see, put them down in the comments. Alright. Love you guys all. See ya.